Vital signs critical.
Turret needs repair.
Target down. Good job.
I thought I was.
Target spotted, Sheriff. Target neutralized. Good work. Rogue sniper turret detected. Serious trauma detected.
Almost had it. God damn it!
Immediate medical assistance needed. Got the target.
Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we're back with a really fun build. I used this one in a recent video and I got some comments about the build in question. Some people figured out what I was using and tried it for themselves, and so far the reviews have been that they really like it. So I figured I would make this to showcase it to the rest of you all. For a long time I've wanted to just make kind of a powerhouse AR build. I have some ones that are for precision, I have ones that are more glass cannon-y, but I really just wanted one that functioned similar to like an up-close Hunter's Fury SMG build where you can just charge into battle and tear enemies up. And I think that's what I've landed on for this build. So I really hope you guys enjoy. I think you are going to, and certainly let me know what you think about it down below. But without further ado, enjoy. So let's dive right in. As you can see, this is the build, and yeah, pretty much you can get the gist from looking at it. The True Patriot is really nice for just controlling ads. You got the Memento, you got the Chameleon. It's a lot of fun. So let's dive in, starting with the gun. As I just said, the Chameleon Exotic Assault Rifle. If you don't have this, you can just go and farm targeted AR areas, and a lot of bounties I think usually drop this. So pretty easy to get. If you don't know what it does, basically it gives you a bunch of different bonuses depending on how many shots you hit on different parts of the body. Hitting 30 headshots will give you a ton of crit chance and damage. Hitting 75 body shots gives you 90% weapon damage. And then hitting 30 leg shots gives you 150% reload speed. And all of those will last for 45 seconds. Or they refresh if you leave combat. So as you might have seen in the bounty footage that I played earlier, if you can clear stuff fast enough, then you can keep these buffs up and just retain them as you go on and on and on. And it just stacks with the Memento stacks to give you some pretty insane capabilities in combat. So I certainly recommend. It kind of depends, you know, situationally which one you go for first. It's nice to get the leg bonus first so you can keep reloading and just keep hitting those shots to get those other ones procced. But it's really up to you, and it's up to the combat situation as for which ones you want to go for first. But that is basically the general gist of the gun. And then jumping over to the stats real quick just to show you before we move on. What I have right here is optional, right? I have it set up so that without the headshot bonus of 20% crit chance and 50% crit damage, I have 54 crit chance and 102-ish crit damage. But what you can also do is, you'll see later on, the reason I'm getting this is because I have one mod on my mask for it. If you would rather do more crit damage and leave yourself at about 45% crit chance, then you will reach the maximum crit chance cap when you hit that headshot bonus with the gun. I personally like my gun to always be functioning at, you know, the highest possible crit value it can, basically. You know, I just want to hit them consistently, but like I said, anytime you have that bonus up, then you're losing out on what, like 13% additional crit chance that you could be getting from that bonus. So that one's really a choice up to you. But if you want to go for the route where the bonus is going to get you to the cap, then I would suggest around 45%. Even though you'll lose 5% on the buff, that's where I would recommend doing it. Or you can do it like me and get a higher crit chance base value. But going back really quickly, my secondary is the classic M1A. This is just, you know, everyone who's played during year 2 knows that this is just one of the best guns after Warlords. They nerfed it a few times, they buffed it again. It's just really good, and if you want some range on your build like I wanted on mine, then this is a really great option, but you can honestly run whatever you want in this secondary slot. And then for my pistol, I just have the Orbit like I do on the majority of my builds. Let's move on to the gear. As I said, we have 4 pieces of True Patriot. Now, I'll be honest, I tried this build a few different ways. This is the first one I did, and then I also tried it out with 4 pieces of Negotiator's Dilemma, and then I also tried it out with all high ends, using stuff like the Fox's Prayers. I think I did 1 piece of Seska and 1 of Sombra for some more crit. It's honestly up to you which way you run this, besides for, in my opinion, the Memento, the Chameleon, and the Fenrir's Chest with Obliterate. The rest of it is really up to you, but this is the setup I've enjoyed the most, mostly because of the utility and the just extra capabilities that True Patriot grants you in combat. The extra magazine size from the 3-piece is really nice on the Chameleon, because otherwise you're sitting at around 50 bullets, whereas with this you get a consistent 65 and 66 if you reload that extra one into the chamber. And so, you know, with this gun being all based around hitting these shots to get these bonuses landed, having extra 15 bullets in the magazine really does make a difference. And I noticed the lack of ammo when I swap between those different setups, you know, using Negotiators and using high ends. Additionally, True Patriot is just, you know, it's a solid gear set altogether. You get these red, white, and blue bonuses. You can't use the backpack because you're using the Memento, and I think that's certainly a better choice in that slot than the True Patriot backpack, but these are still nice, and the full flag debuff, you saw it a few times in the clips. If you're facing a heavy, if you're facing a dog, if you're facing something that can take a few hits, then they're going to explode, deal some damage to things nearby them. So overall, I certainly recommend True Patriot. It's the way I've had the most fun with this build. So certainly try it out, but if you want to do something else like all high ends, like Negotiator's Dilemma, there are other ways you can run this. I would say the core of this build is the Chameleon, the Memento, and this chest piece, but the rest of it is truly up to you. But if you do want to run True Patriot, then the rules I have on this mask are weapon damage, crit chance with a crit chance mod. Moving on to the chest piece, like I said, 1 Fenris is probably going to be mandatory, whichever way you do it. It's not mandatory because you're getting a lot of weapon damage everywhere, but it just helps you out that much more. And so on here I have weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage with a crit damage mod, and Obliterate. If you're going to run 3 blues like I am on this setup, then I do not think you need Unbreakable. I'm trying to think if there are other options. I mean, if you wanted to run something like a Pulse, you could do Spotter. I think Obliterate is really, really nice for this setup, considering your you know, prime directive this whole time is just to hit as many shots as you can to proc those bonuses. You're going to be getting those crits. You're going to be stacking that weapon damage up to 25%, like it says, and it's just a really nice bonus. So I certainly recommend that, regardless of which setup you choose going forward for this. Moving on, we have the True Patriot holster with armor and crit chance. Obviously, that's a pretty low crit chance roll. If I optimized all of my stuff, I could probably swap that crit chance mod on my mask and get still like 52, 53 crit chance. So I need to optimize some stuff, but if you're just strictly going off of what I have on here, then that's what's on there. As for the backpack, we have the Memento, as I've been talking about this whole time. If you don't know how to get this, then you can certainly just go and farm targeted backpack areas. It became part of the general loot pool after the first Season 3 ended, and this is just top tier exotic for almost any build in PvE. It's just really phenomenal. Basically, whenever you kill an enemy, you get both a stacking buff on your HUD, as well as stuff that drops from the enemies that gives you temporary bonuses. And without going into it too much, when you stack it all up, you're going to have 3% armor regen, you're going to have a ton more damage, and it just stacks really well with the whole idea of what the Chameleon is about, and also the Gunner specialization, which we'll get to, has a little bit of armor on kill, so if you kill someone, you're going to get that, and then you pick up the stack of the trophy on the ground, rather, and you're going to get, what is it, like 30-40% more bonus armor. It's just really great. I'm sure you could tell that from the gameplay, and anyone who's used the Memento knows how good it is, so I certainly highly recommend it for this build. In fact, I would say it's mandatory. So you have those rolls which come with it, and I just have a crit damage mod on there. Moving on to the gloves, we have True Patriot again, armor and crit damage, and last up the knee pads with weapon damage and crit damage. Let's take a look at the skills quick. I am using the gunner specialization, so I have access to the Banshee Pulse, and for the type of gameplay that I like to achieve, and as you saw in that opening clip, this is 100% the skill I would recommend for that. It's just, the Banshee Pulse is a really great skill to have. You just shoot it forward, it stuns everyone, you have your opportunity to hit weak points, to hit certain, especially with the Chameleon, if you stagger a heavy, or you want to stagger just a regular gold ad, it's going to give you that opportunity to hit whatever part of the body you need to finish out your stacks. If you need more leg shots for the reload, more headshots for the crit, this is really just a really great enabler for that. And just in general in combat, if you're getting lasered too much from like 3 guys standing out in the open, use this, they're all knocked down, take one out, do whatever you need to do to keep going. So it's just a really great skill, and I highly recommend you try it out with this setup. And what mods do I have on? I just have a cone size and an effect duration on there. Then this one is more up to you. I have a Revive Hive. I always like to have that in almost any of my PvE builds, non-skill ones I should say. Just because I play very aggressively, and there's times where you will go down just from bad circumstance or bad whatever. So I like to have it as a backup, but if you want to run something else like a, I don't know, decoy or a sticky bomb, EMP or whatever, certainly run wherever you want here, but I like to have that. And then I just have Revive, Repair Armor, Range, and Health on there. Last up, we have the specialization, which I've said is the Gunner. I'm trying to think if there's even an alternative you could consider. You could do Firewall, I suppose, for the medkit, but this isn't really a PvP build, so I think Gunner is just really the way to go. You're going to get that really nice medkit, which is, in PvP, it's not quite as good as the Firewall, but in PvE, it's still very, very nice. You get the Banshee Pulse, like I said, you get that armor on kill, which is very handy for the type of playstyle that this build enables. You get the faster reload every 3rd kill. You get rate of fire when you kill someone. This is just really, really nice for this type of build and for, up close and personal builds in general. Ones where you're firing a lot, and that's it, especially what the Chameleon is good at. So I certainly recommend the minigun and the gunner for this setup, and that should be the final component, I think. Alright guys, well that about does it for the build. As I've said, I've just been having a blast with this build lately. The Chameleon is so much fun, and the Memento always wrecks. It just culminates in a really great experience. So I hope you all enjoyed and will give this a try, because if you're a fan of ARs, I can almost guarantee that you're going to have some fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know what you thought about the build and how you might tune it to better fit your playstyle, and let me know any fun builds that you all have been using lately. Theory crafting like this is always a great way to pass the time until we get some new content to start rolling out, so if you haven't given it a go lately, might as well. I think that's going to do it though, everyone. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.